A moderate Republican representative from Pennsylvania, Rob Brejnahan, I think I'm saying that name right. Anyway, has said that if the proposed budget for next year that they are currently working on, this spending bill they have to do by March 14th, if it has any cuts to social safety net programs, Medicaid, Medicare, food assistance, things like that, if there are too deep of cuts to it, if they're gutting those systems, he will not vote for it. Now, this is significant because with the House majority being what it is right now, after there are currently vacancies, Mike Johnson can lose like one vote right now and still pass things. Two no votes from any Republicans, and they can't pass a budget. They are going to probably need Democratic help, and Democrats are going to say, okay, we don't want to cut social safety nets. Now, some of the things on the chopping block, they're talking about Medicaid cuts, and they're saying they can keep Medicaid services going, but they're also talking about $880 billion in cuts to Medicaid. That's their yearly budget. So, how are they going to cut the yearly budget, completely cut it to nothing, and then say, well, we're not going to, you know, change any services? How is that going to work? You give them no budget, but expect them to still do things? That doesn't work. That's not realistic. If that's actually what's there, um, it's going to be very hard to sell to some of these moderate Republicans. And I know a moderate Republican sounds like an oxymoron. There's not that many, but at least this particular representative has said if you're cutting the safety net programs, um, he's going to be against the spending bill. Like I said, they can't come to agreements on their own. They are probably going to need Democrats, and Democrats are going to have to play hardball to make sure that the safety nets stay in place. And then ultimately, somebody's going to have to get to Donald Trump's ear and say, hey, look, if you veto this thing, they have enough votes to pass it around your veto, and you'll look foolish by not signing it. So you just better sign it. Um, but we'll see what Donald Trump actually does with it. But as I've said all along, this majority is so thin and they can't agree with themselves. They're going to have trouble getting anything done. And that is going to be one of the saving graces that gets us to the special elections that come up here in April and a little later for Florida and New York, as well as making it to the midterms without a whole lot of damage being done.